lovely Milky Way galaxy. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from the internet the plot of the film that I'm about to talk about, which is called X. It just happened to be released last weekend, and I thought that I would do a review on it. After I'm done reading the plot and all of that stuff, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on what I thought of the film, because I did go and watch it in theaters. Even though it wasn't, a whole lot of people going to see it. I saw it on Saturday. It is now Wednesday. So it's been about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, about 4 days since I've seen it. Now, I know people probably aren't going to go see this movie, so if you're watching this vlog, or if you want to watch this vlog, I'd recommend you don't, listen to the first little portion where I read about the plot. And then I'll go into my review and then give my grade on this movie. So, in 1979 Texas, aspiring pornographic film actress Maxine Minks embarks on a road trip with her producer boyfriend Wayne, fellow actors Bobby Lynn and Jackson Hole, director RJ and RJ's girlfriend Lorraine, to shoot an adult movie for the booming home video market. Bobby Lynn and Jackson strike up a romance while Lorraine is unimpressed with the film's content and RJ's attempt to make it seem like a serious piece of cinema. The group arrives at a farm of Howard and Pearl, an elderly couple whose guest house the group intends to shoot the film in. Howard is temperamental towards the group, brandishing a shotgun, while Pearl silently stalks Maxine. As filming commences, without Howard's knowledge, Maxine is invited inside the couple's home by Pearl, where they have an awkward conversation. Pearl laments her age and expresses jealousy for Maxine's youth and makes a sexual advance towards her. Pearl later watches Maxine have sex with Jackson and is aroused by this. She pressures Howard to sleep with her, but he refuses, claiming his heart is too weak. Night falls and the film crew relax in their farmhouse. Lorraine, keen to shed her reputation as a prude and intrigued by the film, offers to participate in the shoot, upsetting RJ, who eventually shoots a scene with her and Jackson. Furious over Lorraine's betrayal, RJ attempts to drive away but is stopped by Pearl. She gropes him and attempts to kiss him, but when RJ rebuffs her, she stabs him to death. Lorraine and Wayne notice RJ is missing and go looking for him. Wayne is killed with a pitchfork in the barn by Pearl. Lorraine is invited into the couple's house by Howard, who claims Pearl is missing, and asks Lorraine to retrieve a flashlight from the basement. When she does, Lorraine discovers the rotting corpse of a missing man and attempts to flee, but finds she has been locked in. Howard approaches the guest house and asks Jackson to help him locate Pearl. Jackson finds a submerged car in a pond before Howard shoots him dead, revealing himself to be a complicit in Pearl's violent tendencies. In the farmhouse, Lorraine uses a hatchet to break through a panel in the basement door, but Howard bludgeons her, breaking her finger, and forces her back inside. Meanwhile, Pearl enters the guest house in a dazed state and climbs into Maxine's bed naked. Maxine awakens and screams, with Bobby Lynn witnessing Pearl fleeing the house. Bobby Lynn follows Pearl outside the nearby lake and tries to guide her away from the water. Pearl angrily accuses Bobby Lynn of being a whore before pushing her into the lake, where she is devoured by an alligator. Maxine witnesses Pearl and Howard return to the crew's house and hides under the bed. The elderly couple discusses the murders before having sex. Maxine manages to crawl out of the room and flees to the crew's van, where she finds RJ's corpse and the keys missing. Armed with a pistol from the van's glove box, Maxine enters the farmhouse and frees Lorraine, who angrily blames Maxine for what has happened. Lorraine panics and runs out the front door, only to be fatally shot by Howard. As Howard and Pearl began moving the bodies, intent on framing the crew as intruders on their property, a dying Lorraine startles Howard, who has a heart attack and dies. Maxine retrieves the keys to Howard and Pearl's truck and attempts to shoot Pearl, only to discover her pistol is unloaded. Pearl tries to shoot Maxine, but the force of the shotgun blasts her out of the house and breaks her hip. As Pearl lays injured outside, she begs Maxine for help. Maxine refuses, and as Pearl angrily berates her, Maxine runs her over with the truck, crushing Pearl's head. Maxine drives away from the farm. The next morning, the police arrive at the house to retrieve the bodies. It is revealed that Maxine is the daughter of a conservative Christian family whose speeches were frequently played on Pearl and Howard's television. The police discover RJ's film camera and speculate about what it contains. Now, that's the plot. Now, the cast, I want to go into it. Mia Goth plays Maxine Minx / Pearl. Jenna Ortega plays Lorraine. Martin Henderson plays Wayne Gilroy. Scott Mescudi as Jackson Hole. Brittany Snow as Bobby Lynn. Owen Campbell as R.J. Nichols. Stephen Uray as Howard. And James Galen as Sheriff Detmer. Now, I thought this movie kind of was all over the place. Don't get me wrong, it was an okay film. It wasn't the greatest, it wasn't the worst. It was kind of just right in the middle. It was mediocre. And I thought, the acting was there. Don't get me wrong. Jenna Ortega playing, who did I say she was playing? Lorraine, and then you've got Mia Goth who was playing Maxine Minx / Pearl, and Brittany Snow as Bobby Lynn. All of them were great. All of them were amazing at what they did in the film. I'm not saying that you should see this film, but if you wanted to, you could. I really didn't. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense of what was happening at the end of the plot. At the end of the film, was she the daughter of these two individuals who owned the farmhouse, or was she a daughter of someone else? I really didn't follow that whole storyline, but I mean, everything else seemed to flow well together. The making of the pornography film, the murders, all of that stuff kind of made sense, except for the ending of the film. That's the only thing that I really didn't fully understand. But everything else in the film I completely got. Jenna Ortega is a great actress. I mean, even though this has nothing to do with X, the movie, she did a great job in The Fallout. As I can't remember who she played in The Fallout. It was one of the girls. She did a great job in that film as well. And she's been in other films as well. And Brittany Snow has been in other films. I'm not saying that this was a bad horror film. I'm not saying this was a bad, film altogether. I was just a little confused by the ending. But everything else, worked well together. And I'm not saying that you should go, like I said, I'm not saying you should go see this movie. Mia Goth playing Maxine Minx was a great actress, even though, there were some scenes that were questioning, like when she ran over Pearl's head at the very end of the film with the van. All of that stuff wasn't kind of was kind of great, and the sex scenes were great, even though I'm not all into that type of movie thing. Even though this was taking place in late 1970s, that time period, it's just interesting to see all of the character development. The story arc was kind of iffy at best. The acting was great. All of that stuff was just amazing, and I loved it for the most part. The ending was just a little too much, and I'm not saying that you should go see pornography films like this, even though this took place the time period was a long time ago. This just, even though there was a lot of violence in this film, a lot of violence, with the alligator eating Bobby Lynn, the killing with the shotgun, the pitchfork, the whatever it was that they used to kill these individuals, and the hatchet knocking through the door, kind of reminded me a little of The Shining when even though this had nothing to do with The Shining, when Jack Nicholson's character says, "Here's Johnny," to his wife in The Shining, kind of reminded me like that. Except for in that film, he didn't, break the girl's finger with a shotgun. But I just want to say that this was an amazing movie. Or not amazing movie. It was an okay film. I know I keep retracting my statement, but the fact of the matter is that the acting was great, the character development was great, the story was, like I said, was iffy. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, the ending that happened. Was she the daughter of this husband and wife, or was she a daughter of someone else? I didn't really understand that part. But for the most part, it was an okay film. I'm going to give this movie a solid C or a C minus in grade, because that's how it felt like it was, was throughout the film. Now, I've seen a lot of horror films in my day, and I've seen a lot of films in my time. This movie this horror film just did not have it for me. It just wasn't there, at all. I mean, from the beginning to the middle, almost all the way till the end, it made perfect sense. And then right at the end, it just lost me, and it probably lost a lot of other individuals who watched the film. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, then I wouldn't, say I won't. I'm not going to say anymore. But so let's get to the only birthday we have today, and that is there's 3 birthdays today. Excuse me. I want to wish Victoria Pedretti a happy birthday, Vanessa Morgan a happy 30th birthday, and Aisha Curry happy birthday today as well. Those are the 3 birthdays I have that you can wish them a happy birthday on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you may follow them. Or you can watch their movies and or the TV shows they've been in, all of that stuff. So I will see you tomorrow with a brand spanking new, or not brand spanking. That's not the outro anymore. I will have a brand new vlog for you tomorrow. So look forward to that tomorrow. And tomorrow might be a recap or an update of how I got through each of the things that I put in the goals from yesterday, or which have been 2 days ago by the time I filmed that vlog. So I'll keep you posted on that. And bye bye.